coming over and they're much more sympathetic. So that may change, but not in the next week or two.
Do you think you get more momentum if you choose a vice presidential running mate like a John Stossel or somebody that's relatively recognized and give you more credibility?
Yes, it may well do it, but I think that I still think the strength comes from the message. But of course, John Stossel, and I've thrown his name out there when people keep pushing me. John Stossel would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Because, I don't think I'd want to throw that out in public on television unless I actually talk to him.
We know someone here who knows John Stossel.
Compare this runner to 1988.
Okay, so different, totally different.
Yeah.
Even though the message is the same, the one thing is doing it in the Republican Party, there is a difference. Because, the laws are biased against the democratic process. And I always make the point, it's very hard to get in debates, it's very hard to get on balance, it's hard to compete outside the Republican and Democratic Party. Of course, we go overseas, and we kill a lot of people spreading democracy, but we don't have very much of it here at home. That's bad. But the progress we've made philosophically is fantastic. I have people coming up talking to me, like at the University of Michigan. I had several come up that were very familiar with the Mises Institute. So that group has made a lot of difference. So all these think tanks that are libertarian, free market think tanks have helped over these years. So a lot of difference there. But the technology of the internet is, I don't think we would be where we are without the internet. There's more cable. And there's more cable and all these other things. But when you do well on the internet and you win these post-election polls, I wonder why they turn them off. So.
One thing I was going to say about the polls, they keep saying, the big news people say to him, well, why are you only showing up, 2% in the polls and things? But what we've kind of decided is that these polls are made to land-based phones, but not many of you have them. All you have cell phones, and they don't have those in a telephone directory, so they can't call every 5th person, every 10th person. So this might be good, because if they knew that there were this many people out there, they'd come down harder on us faster.
Right.
So we just have to keep growing.
That's not really true. I use they never called me.
Constant phone calls for polls, and I haven't gotten one. And the last time, yesterday, was the first time I got an email for a poll, and you were just only referenced in there, and you weren't a main candidate in there.
Yeah, sometimes
and otherwise, because they know how people vote. They track you, they know your feelings, they know everything about you.
Well, tonight you're the #1 video on YouTube.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
That point is well taken. If you're polling up in New Hampshire, you might call all the Republicans. But there's crossovers up there. The Independents can come over, and the Democrats can come over. So it's up for grabs. You go ahead.
Dr. Paul, this is not a question, it's a statement, which I think most people here would agree with. I'm a former member of the New York City Young Republicans, which was like walking up to people here and saying, hey, I'm a leper. In the event you do not secure the nomination of the Republican Party, I ask you please, run as an independent, split the party and destroy it.
It's not in my plan. It's not on my agenda. Right now, I'm doing what I'm doing now, and I'm going to do my best job and decide where I go after that.
Just wait.
Well, my question is...
Just wait.
Carol knows something. He's funny as
She can run against Bill Clinton.
My question is for my father back home in Montana, and he wants to know your suggestion is, what if a government agent comes to disarm a law-abiding American citizen that has the right to defend himself with a weapon? What do you suggest he do if they come for his guns?
Well,
Aim for the head.
And what would you do in New York City? I mean, it's the same question.
We have no choice here. We can't own a magazine without a gun
Well,
permit.
but they could have rebelled a long time ago in New York City, but they don't. if a person practices civil disobedience, they have to face the consequences. Civil disobedience means that the laws are bad, the Constitution's right, and the government's at fault. And I've chosen to try to change the law. I wouldn't confront them. That's my personal decision. But I respect people who say, they're going to practice civil disobedience, whether it's the monetary issue, the tax issue, or the gun issue. But I would say that I probably fall closer into the category of peaceful resistance of the Gandhi, Martin Luther King type, and hopefully, and a lot has been achieved through peaceful resistance, and that's just my nature, so I'm not as likely to do that. But it's pretty hard to take in the armed might of the state. That's why we do need gun control. We need to take all the guns away from every government bureaucrat.
One more question. Who's your favorite debate opponent?
All right, that one didn't count. That was too fast.
Softball.
Okay, I guess right here, then we're finished.
In your past debates, you've almost won every one, but the media hasn't recognized you. What can we do to change that?
Keep writing.
Keep voting.
Keep pestering them. But there's a limit to what we can do. I mean, I think things are improving. I mean, we are getting a lot more interviews than we did before.
And they're commenting that they hear. We hear from so many people.
Right.
If you keep writing to them, keep telling them, and tell them things like that they can't be, that these are legal polls. I mean, that everybody. They don't even believe that you can only vote once.
We do.
When candidate Holmes interviewed you, how did you bite your tongue?
Well, I don't get too exasperated because I expect that type of treatment. But tell you what, just very quickly on the money issue. In the first quarter, we had $600,000. Nobody knew we even had a campaign. In the second quarter, we surprised everybody because we raised 2.4, and we had 2.4 in the bank, and we were ahead of the game. So we got, by keeping our money and planning and having a strategy, and by having the money in the bank, we probably got $5 million worth of publicity. This time, we raised kept 5 in the bank, which now means we're getting in good shape for the primaries. But we probably got $10 million worth of publicity. So they do pay attention. The money was the biggest issue on the mainstream media being required to talk to us, and they're talking to us more every day, more so than the polling thing. But the money, it's a money culture, and
they want that money.
They do have to have the money. We don't need $60-70 million. But when we first started out, they came and they said, "Well, how are you going to compete?" Romney and he says going to have $100 million. I said, you know what they might do is they might have money, they might hire too many people, they might act like government and waste most of it. And that's what they really did. So, thank you very much.